Don't you take that from me? Yeah. What do you guys think? Bro, try to act deep. Oh my god. So this is the problem, right? Like, imagine like, yeah, go ahead.
You need to buy Mr. Arthur a watch. He is sad that none of his friends bought him one yet, he told Alinity.
Can't do that, baby.
If we are, why would most of us pick fat?
Hmm? Yeah. So I really wish I was smarter, man. I really do. Because I look at these Instagram reels, okay, and everything points that we live in a simulation. It does. Do you guys not see that? Like, are we missing that? Are we missing that, man? Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
Ghosts are just heavenly viewers who made a large donation and got the equivalent of text-to-speech.
Okay. Wait, what? Oh my god. In a simulation, you can be smarter than like in the Matrix. All right, so here's my opinion. I was telling this to Katchi last night, and she's like, whoa. So I felt really smart. But I don't know if she was just like grinding my gears or whatever. So I think, okay, that we are either in a simulation now, or we're on our way to creating simulations. You know, those are the only two options here. You know, yeah. What do you guys think? Do you think that's possible? If we were in a simulation, why don't you escape right now in front of us? So it's not the way it works, right? So like, imagine, you know, because we're almost to the point here where we're able to create consciousness, you know, like with AI. So imagine you're making Sims, and those Sims become conscious of their surroundings and what's going on. It's not like they can ever leave. You know, where are they going to go? This isn't like some sort of Matrix thing where you're plugged into some, you know, some giant thing here. You know, so it's not like you know, yeah. Someone says you got to get naked and lubed up first, and then you can disconnect from the Matrix. So you know, maybe I'm not explaining it right. Okay. So someone linked this video in Discord, and it's titled "We Live in a Simulation. The evidence is everywhere. All you have to do is look."
If this is a simulation, Katchii is not a real human being.
No, that's not at all. See, that is you're not thinking
we are
right.
In a supercomputer that is in a supercomputer, and that one is in a supercomputer, etc.
See, the problem is like when I mention this, it's just like it's like your interpretation of a simulation. You know, you think about the Matrix, you think about like, you know, being able to unplug or things not being real. Guys, real is relative. Okay? Everything is real to us. Okay? Like, it's like, oh, Katchii's not real. Yeah, she is. You know, she's real to us, and this thing could all still be a simulation. You know? Someone says, you're right, but you still got the choice to be a part of the simulation or not. I mean, yeah, you can jump off a bridge and not be here anymore if you want to. You know, I don't recommend doing that, but it's not like we can unplug and all of a sudden we're somewhere else. You know, yeah, that is not what's going on here, man. Yeah, old man Nick has reached the age where he started becoming mentally ill. Let me ask you a question, man. Back in the day, when Newton was doing all that math for the first time, I bet you everyone thought he was ill too. You know, they really did.
Give me 25 bands then, since money is monopoly money.
Nope. See, now you're jumping to your own conclusions. It's all real to us. Okay. So like, you know, if you make, let's say like you have like a super smart computer and you create like a little Sims world with AI consciousness and everyone in there is conscious, all that stuff is real to them. You know? Does that make sense? Here, maybe this guy can explain a little bit better. Okay, let me see if this guy can explain a little bit better because, you know, maybe this is important stuff. Like we really should talk about this sort of stuff, guys. Like, you know, do we want to get left behind? You know, do we want to get left behind and be dumb, or do we want to be intelligent, super smart, sexy individuals here? You know, I don't know who this guy is, but someone linked it in Discord. Let's see what he has to say. Okay, yeah, ignorance is bliss. That is true. Ignorance is bliss. You know?
Is this reality? Well, we're experiencing something right now, so maybe the better question is, what is reality? Could everything we see, everything we experience, everything that exists in our entire universe be artificial? Supporters of simulation.
Yes. Guys, the answer to that question is yes. Is possible. Okay? Can we all agree, at least to this point, that it is possible? You know? It's possible. No? All right, let's hear what this guy has to say. And after the end of the video, if we don't believe, then we'll never mention it again. And how's that sound?
Theory believe that not only is it possible that we're living in a simulation, it's likely. And the more we look for evidence, the more we find. Let's find out
why. For the record, by the way, I just noticed there was a fish with a tinfoil hat. Is he calling me crazy for believing in this? Is that what this is? Like I'm some sort of crazy guy that believes in this sort of thing? You know? You think so? Fish talk too? I mean, this fish is smiling, so it's kind of weird.
The more we find. Let's find out why.
Okay. The why files. This is awesome. I never heard of this.
The idea of the universe being a simulation is not a new one. Yep. Theories exist in ancient cultures around the world. Modern simulation theory comes from Nick Bostrom, a philosopher at Oxford who wrote an influential paper on the subject.
Does the guy look trustworthy?
Assuming that living in a simulation is possible, Bostrom presents the simulation trilemma, which says one of the following must be true. One, we destroy ourselves before we're able to create a simulation.
Okay.
Two, we're able to create a...
Guys, let's look at these. Let's look at these. We destroy ourselves before we are able to create a simulation. That sounds true. Nuclear bombs, right? We are able to create a simulation, but choose not to. I don't know. Like, think of it this way. Imagine Asmongold, okay? Having the ability to create a world where he is God. Do you think he would do it?
Simulation, but choose not to. Or three, we are definitely in a simulation. Bostrom believes each of these is equally likely to be true. Now, I don't think that's controversial. We use computer models to study the human population, predict the weather, for entertainment. We simulate everything. And when a civilization can create a realistic simulation, the most obvious one to create is that of its own early existence. Bostrom calls this an ancestral simulation. And a civilization that can do this wouldn't just create one simulation, it would create many. And those simulated civilizations might create their own simulations of the universe, and on like Russian nesting dolls of reality.
Now you're a character in that world and you think you have free will, and you say, I want to...
By the way, this is Neil deGrasse Tyson, and a lot of people think that we look alike, and we also have the same intellectual capabilities. And this is just the word on the street. You know, I've heard that